guys, Rachel Grabenhofer here with Cosmetics and Toiletries, back again to take this week's Consumer Pulse to see what beauty enthusiasts are searching on this week. Also to give you a few top headlines from cosmeticsandtoiletries.com. So to start things off, I went through Google Trends to search within the past 7 days the topic of makeup. This is globally and within the beauty and fitness category. You could see related topics and related queries both came up with this 92i musical group up 3100%, and here maquillage 92i up 3550%. So I had to dig into this trend. I was not familiar with it. 92i, according to my Google search, refers to a style of makeup and fashion that originated with North African women in France. And it's a specific department where I believe people are kind of known to be fashionable and trendy, this 92. The I believe, refers to injection, 92i. And I know that kind of relates to, it says here that it was popularized by the French rapper Booba. So there is a connection with music and performance. To get a better idea what it actually looks like, it's sort of this glamorous full coverage makeup, harkening back to the 2010s, very sculpted like eyebrows, baddie style. You could see it says here, kind of blending baddie and luxury with street culture. So I thought that was really interesting this week. Up next on the Google Trends, I saw this CELINA Locks, I'm not going to say it, it's in Portuguese, but it's makeup, I believe. The interpretation is up 2,700%. So looking at that, CELINA Locks, I believe that she is a model who married a famous Brazilian soccer player, if I read this correctly. But she actually has her own makeup line as well. So that is what is trending, CELINA Locks Beauty. You could kind of see, here's an example of her website. Thought there was some interesting, this Bronze and Glow Duo stick is sort of interesting with an illuminator on it. I won't be able to read this in Portuguese, but it's one of her popular sellers, I guess you could say. So her makeup line seems to be trending as well. Didn't see anything in news headlines, just kind of the celebrity connection. Then I moved to exploding topics. Prequel skincare, you could see it's kind of had a ride lately. It's up and down a little bit, but it's up 469%. That's in the last 2 years. To look at a little bit deeper into it, it's a brand by this Dr. Sam Ellis, looking deeply at this dermatologist connection, sort of this clinically backed beauty we've been talking about a lot related to skin health and appearance. I took a look just to see some examples of what this product looked like, and you could see skin health first, retinol review, all this kind of came up front and center on their webpage. Powerful skin soothing texture. Even the packaging looks very clinical. But so this is definitely something we've seen, the emergence between derm and beauty, and this is definitely a brand that's positioned that way. So Prequel is the trend there. Pheromone soap is another one. This was interesting to me. Exploding Topics is the source. This is up over 1,000% again in the last 2 years. You could see again it's kind of been up and down and up again. As you might imagine, it relates to soap that is infused with pheromones. It's supposed to stimulate arousal when others are detecting the scent. Claimed to enhance attractiveness. Does anyone remember there was a fragrance or like a base fragrance you would put under your fragrance that was supposed to be pheromones to attract? I remember this in the dating days, I should say. But so this is up again anyways, this pheromone soap. I did a quick search to see if I could find a recent example, and there was this Come To Me soap with pheromones. I don't think I was able to dig into the, let's see, no I did find the ingredient list somewhere here. I won't dig into it right now, but check it out. This Come To Me Pheromone soap from Original Botanica. It's sort of here it was. It gives you a little bit of a description about what's in it, the glycerin, fragrance, color, and pheromone. So pretty basic formula. But so anyways, pheromone soap. And then moving into some cosmetics and toiletries headlines. Let's see, we talked, I wrote up this report, I think it was yesterday, some regulatory alerts around several big company names who have different sunscreen brands that different, I guess, plaintiffs are claiming don't meet the labeled SPF. It's kind of interesting that this follows the recent sunscreen crisis and labeling crisis in Australia, where the numbers weren't meeting the officially tested products. So I kind of listed out some of the recent examples here. There was a L'Oreal, Sunbalm, and Edgewell had one. And then there's also some recent reports on Colgate having lead allegedly levels in its toothpaste that are higher than what should be, according to the plaintiff in this case. A lot of legal actions. We're a very litigious society. Anyways, we also took a look at some different regulatory updates. The UK is proposing a ban on this 4-MBC sunscreen ingredient and then 16 CMRs. Because they're labeled as CMRs, they kind of officially have to put them in the ban under the cosmetic annex. Australia also had the microbead situation this time. Several product recalls because they contain microbeads. Some of the states in Australia ban microbeads, some do not. So there's sort of a federal versus state thing happening here. But here are some of the different brands that were pulled based on that. Also, you could see here the US FDA has been cracking down on some unapproved Botox type products that have come into the country. They've sent, 18 warning letters to different businesses that are online. And then lastly, just a quick update from Health Canada. They have updated their cosmetic notification form. So that's kind of a collective group of regulatory and safety updates. We also wrote up this piece on Aveda and Keracol. What they did is found a new way to measure hair dye fading, or I guess hair dye fastness when it comes to color. They used an old historical textile dye analysis used at museums to quantify a hair color fading. There's a description in here. This was published in the magazine Helion, but it talks about how they used a specific solvent to extract and see actually how many molecules were left in the textiles in this old artifacts that are collected in the museum. So they've taken and adapted that for hair color fade. And then last but not least, this was sort of an interesting launch that happened in Cosmetics Asia. EMSA, Esencias Moles, they debuted this HEVen Light Shield functionalizing fragrance. It's a technology that functionalizes fragrance to provide blue light protection. So I thought that was sort of interesting and worth calling out. They also are talking about the effects of protecting the skin microbiome, sort of a secondary effect. So check that out. It's sort of different and interesting. So that is it this week. I appreciate you joining me. I hope this was insightful, if not a little entertaining. I know I ran a little bit long. There was a lot of good stuff this week, so hope to see you again next week. Thanks.